advocacy of women's rights to uphold equality of the sexes. As I began my research for this speech, I discovered Brittany Cooper, a published author and self-proclaimed Black feminist. Brittany Cooper entitled her novel, Eloquent Rage. Eloquent meaning persuasive. So what did it mean to have persuasive rage? It meant to use your rage for a purpose. Within the first 10 pages of this book, I knew exactly what I wanted to speak about. Cooper states, I don't have a creative 3-step plan to change the world. What I have is rage. And that's where more women should begin, with the things that make us angry. And that brings me to one of the first steps you can make to uphold Black feminism. You must feel a connection to the lack of respect for the Black woman. And the most powerful connection is rage. If you have ever been labeled an angry Black woman, I ask that you raise your hand. If you have ever been labeled angry in general, raise your hand. According to California State University Social Work Department, the angry Black woman is a stereotype that characterizes these women as aggressive, ill-tempered, hostile, and overbearing. For all of you who raised your hand, I stand here to tell you, take that as a compliment. Okay. You're not angry, you're passionate. So I want you to repeat after me. I'm not angry.
I'm not angry.
I'm passionate.
I'm passionate.
And that's the next step to upholding the Black woman. You must not see your anger as just rage, but passion. I want you to think of it in this manner. You have rage represented by the letter Q. And the goal is to create a word. But you cannot remotely begin to spell this word in the English language without accompanying it with the U. Your passion is that U, ladies and gentlemen. The next step is to uphold the upcoming generation. Within the Black community, we stifle the Black girl's power. We have a feeling that if a child has an opinion, they're quote unquote too grown or not staying in a child's place. We silence our children and create voiceless adults. I want you to ask yourself again, have you ever held your tongue on a topic you felt strongly about? Was it because you felt your voice didn't matter? Or you felt as though you didn't want to cause confrontation? Or lastly, you were continuing to behave like that child who was told not to speak? I stand here to tell you to embrace the sassy, outspoken Black girl, because she's the one that has the power to change things. Encourage the loud brown girl in the conversation, because her voice will be the one to carry a message. I know this to be true because I was both that brown girl and Black girl. I must have been told 1,000,000 times to stay in a child's place. Until one day I became mute. And I entered college afraid to speak in any class discussions for the fear of being the stereotypical loud Black girl. Until one day I got angry. And I spoke. And they listened. Not because I was angry or loud, but because the tone of my voice and the actions of my body gave off the passion of which I spoke. I'm not angry, I'm passionate. I carried the same anger Harriet Tubman used to lead the slaves to freedom. She wasn't just angry, she was passionate. I held that same anger Erica Garner used to stand upon platforms to preach about police brutality. She wasn't just angry, she was passionate. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus after a lifetime of segregation. Yes, she was angry. But her passion drove others, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Before we can advocate for the black woman, we must learn to advocate for ourselves. I'm not angry, I'm passionate. My name is Terasia Cachet, and I get angry about police brutality. I hate all kinds of injustices. So I write and I perform poetry to express this anger to the masses. And every time I leave a stage, the question is always, you got mad up there, didn't you? And my answer will always be, I'm not angry, I'm passionate. So my question for you tonight is, what are you angry about?